Okay, guys, welcome back. So I was up kind of late last night thinking about why Charlie Kirk would have been assassinated. Um, Obviously, it's for his speech, right? This act was designed to chill speech. What in particular was so problematic, though? Was it. He talked about transgender issues. He talked about the Second Amendment. He spoke about marriage, abortion. I mean, everything, right? That people can be divided on. And so I never quite, came to any answer in my mind last night. So this morning, I'm kind of tooling around the house, again, thinking about what was it that was so problematic that one person or multiple people felt that he needed to be assassinated for. And I started thinking about, okay, he was out there on college campuses doing kind of like a change your mind type of a thing. And it made me remember Steven Crowder. So years ago, I used to watch Steven Crowder because I enjoyed watching his Change My Mind segments. I like seeing the discussion and the debate of ideas. And and so I thought, it's been a few years since I've watched any of Steven Crowder's content, primarily because he had stopped doing the Change Your Mind shows, right? So I put on Steven Crowder. I happened to catch him right at the beginning and start washing dishes, and I'm watching Steven Crowder, and he says, "Oh, we've got to switch over to Rumble." Um, because they don't want the episode, they felt like if they continue to speak about whatever it was that they were going to speak about, it would be censored from YouTube, and he's always been afraid that he would be taken off of YouTube. So I switched over to Rumble, and I'm watching him, and he discusses how, Steven Crowder would do these man on the street things and change your mind, and how sometimes it was a problem that people threw things at him and would threaten him. So I didn't quite, get an answer to the question of, why did this happen to Charlie Kirk, right? Like, what was it in particular? So I then decided to kind of, just go about my day. And I had spoken at a county meeting, public meeting, a few weeks ago. And I wanted to see the video. It was recorded, and they hadn't posted it to YouTube yet. So I called the county and asked if they could send me the video, and they said, we'll just upload it to YouTube. It should be up on YouTube. We just forgot. So I said, okay, thank you. And I start playing the video, and the first thing I noticed was my question had been muted. They had censored me. They had censored my question. Now, my question wasn't the only question that was censored. They censored other people's. But I thought, why, right? Some people managed to get their question. It wasn't completely censored. Even for one of the questions I asked, it wasn't completely censored. But nonetheless, the majority of my question was censored. And so I'm, thinking, like, why? What is going on? Okay, Steven Crowder, he gets censored, then, or censored and has to self censor. I'm censored. I'm censored from a public meeting, right? And the topic that I was discussing was hydrofluorosilicic acid, otherwise known as fluoride. So I was asking a question about the fluoride in the drinking water, in the county's water supply. So I'm, just like, what is going on? What is it about people's speech that is just so threatening? So I go about my day a little bit more and I decide, well, I'm going to listen to the HighWire. If you're not familiar with the HighWire, I highly suggest you checking it out. I will put a link below to to the website, the HighWire with Del Bigtree, or you can watch it on Rumble. Now, the HighWire has been censored from YouTube for years. They've gotten banned from YouTube, right? And if you're not familiar with the HighWire, the predominant topic that they speak on is informed consent, vaccines, vaccine injury. So that's kind of the main topic. They touch on other topics, but that's the main topic that they discuss. And so, all right, I'm thinking about, okay, Charlie Kirk is assassinated for speech. Then Steven Crowder, he has to go to Rumble. I'm not sure if some of his videos have been censored. I'm sure they have. I've had videos censored. Okay. So, Steven Crowder's been censored and has to go on Rumble. I'm censored. My questions are being censored from a public meeting. And we've got Del Bigtree. Okay. Again, censorship, right? And I start kind of going around in my brain, again, what is it about our speech? Because the things that Steven Crowder and Charlie Kirk are talking about is not the same type of things that I speak on. I speak on health and science. So I'm not speaking on abortion or guns or transgender. That's can I discuss, have a discussion on those topics? Yes, but is that what I've used this platform for? No, I've used it to discuss science and health. So, what is it about everybody's speech that seems to be so problematic? And again, I'm thinking, what was it about Charlie's speech that was so problematic? And it wasn't until I got to the end of watching the HighWire that I realized what was going on. At the end of the HighWire, they played a little clip of Charlie Kirk. And he was talking about courage, right? And how anyone can be courageous. You don't have to be rich to be courageous. You don't have to be rich to have courage. The poorest person can have courage, right? And then it made sense to me. Because if you don't have courage, then you won't ever speak about different issues. You'll never oppose anything. You'll never speak your mind. And for me, Charlie Kirk and Steven Crowder gave me the courage to speak on different issues. Okay? Again, I'm not discussing the same type of content that they're discussing. But by watching them engage in these debates, right, with people, just random people on the street, and I was like, wow, these people, they feel passionate about a subject, and they're just talking to any stranger, engaging in discussion, in debate, and yeah, they're people are treating them poorly. And so that taught me, well, if I'm going to speak about issues, you've got to have thick skin. So I watched Steven Crowder do these the man on the street, change my mind segments a lot. And I sought out those types of videos and came across Charlie Kirk, who again, debates. And I wasn't watching them because, I was really eager in, whatever particular topic it was that they were discussing. I was interested in them because I was inspired by their courage. And that courage was contagious. And that courage that they had and that Charlie Kirk has helped me to want to go to city council meetings and speak out. Go to, as my mother puts them, little tea parties and ask questions and speak out. Those guys gave me the courage to speak to neighbors and friends about topics that matter to me and engage in debate. So I think that that's why Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I don't think it has so much to do with any particular topic that he was discussing, or that he's a conservative, as much as people want, they're trying to divide us into a nation of tribes, which we are not. We are the United States of America, right? People want to divide us up and into, oh, you're a conservative and you're a Democrat and you're a Catholic and you're a Jewish person and you're a white person and you're a black person and you're a blonde, you're a brunette, whatever it is. They want to put us into different tribes, because if we're in a tribe, then we're warring with each other. But if we are all courageous and united in one topic, on one issue, then we're a threat to the establishment. We're a threat to the deep state, if it exists. So, yeah. I've thought about this a lot last night and a lot today, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that wasn't it. But as far as I can tell, for me, what makes the most sense is he was a problem because he gave people like me, who doesn't talk about abortion or transgender, whatever it is, he gave me the courage to talk about what I want to talk about, right? And that seems to be a problem for a lot of people, to have the courage to defend your ideas and to have the courage to be challenged, have your ideas challenged. So anyway, I don't want to ramble on anymore. The next video I'm going to do is going to be about another individual on YouTube who I've followed for a long time, who also gave me the courage to do what I'm doing. And then I think after that, we'll try to get back into a regular water investigation. So, yeah, don't let these monsters chill your speech. Okay? Other countries, they're fallen. Their speech is being taken away. And acts like this are designed to chill speech. We mustn't let people chill our speech. We need to stand united in the United States of America.
The thing about courage is that it actually doesn't require any talent. It is just a choice. That's it. You have to choose to be courageous. A lot of things in life have to do with, well, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough. No, courage is different. You could just choose to be courageous. You could say, today, I'm going to be courageous. And everyone knows what courage is. Courage is doing the right thing when you don't know how it's going to work out. That is courage. So you do the right thing when there is some aura and some element of unpredictability. When there is risk, that is when courage comes in. How do you create more courage in a generation that is so lacking it? The best answer that I can give is that we must find other role models and find other stories of the past of courageous people and raise our children in those stories. Some of the great heroes that have built our civilization, men and women full of courage, we need to teach our young people about that.